I have a lot of broken phones. Whether it's making a wallet, hosting a NAS, getting yourself hacked, streaming movies to your TV, or just learning how to do some DIY cell phone repair, there's a whole host of ways you can make your old cell phone into something useful again. First things first, we're gonna do the most basic, learning how to fix a cell phone by practicing on one of your old phones. That being said, there's one small issue with this. Take this phone for example. This is a ZTE Maven. It was released back in 2015. This beautiful cellular telephone retails in like new condition for $15 to $30 on eBay. Now, while practicing on a phone like this and losing some money to learn how to replace a screen or, replace a motherboard isn't the worst use of your time, it also isn't a particularly good use of it. A new screen alone for the phone is $10 to $30. If you expect to get any amount of money out of this phone once you've completed your DIY repair, you're out of luck. For what it's worth, you can have a good amount of fun exploring a phone and tearing it apart without fixing anything. Honestly, I'd just recommend taking apart a phone first before you even try fixing anything. Let's dive in. First, pop off the back panel. Ignore the funny warning about not disassembling your phone, and take out the few required screws in the back. Run a small pry tool along the edges of the screen and it'll pop the back shell off the phone. Now we have access to the motherboard. The battery is held on with this little ribbon connector. Once we pop it off, we just have to slide our little plastic pick around the edges of the battery, and we can free the adhesive and pop it off. Also, be careful with phone batteries. If you puncture one or use a metal tool on it, you're gonna have a bad day. After that, we can pop our little camera module out, very fun, and then it's just a few more connectors for the motherboard can come out. Don't forget to remove the side and top buttons. Flip the motherboard over and sweet, all of the chips are hidden under this little metal shielding.
Well, that sucks.
Nothing to check out, I guess. That's fun. Now you can take the shielding off. You might just need a soldering iron, but honestly, there's not much of note underneath. But wait, what do we have here? Hey, it's the perfect beginning of our next DIY. The next item on our DIY list is to recycle your phone into a wallet or piggy bank. This has to be one of the worst. If we pop this metal shield out, we should have enough room to shove in all the coins we ever want. Well, now that we have some money in our phone, that was a DIY, I guess. Okay, on to the next one. Now, I saw some suggestions online to, use your old phone to make a burner, make an untraceable phone. This may sound like a fun exercise in concept, but I think starting with a phone you've previously used is a horrible idea. You've already had this IMEI tied to your SIM card, cellular provider information, your full name, your calls, your text messages, and more. It's a much better idea to buy some $15 used phone with cash on Facebook Marketplace to turn into your burner if you really want to do this, rather than some old phone that's been directly tied to your name and subscriber info. Now, all that being said, I feel like we're trending towards sketchy advice here, so let's move on to the next one. The next item on our list is to make a network-attached storage server out of one of our devices. This one is super cool. The basic premise is to host a shared drive directly on your device so that you can upload files to it and then access them from any other device in your house. Compared to running an actual NAS, which can be, anywhere from $100 to $500 depending on how much storage you're speccing it out with, I think this is a huge time saver and a really cheap and easy way to get yourself a NAS on your home network. In particular, I think this one pairs super well with running a home entertainment software like Kodi on another device. Your TV could have the Kodi app installed, and then it can connect to your old tablet that's running a NAS server just sitting in a drawer somewhere, and it can stream movies or whatever other video files you have directly to your TV. For this project, we're going to use the app LAN Drive, developed by WebRocks. Because I don't have a Google account logged in on this old tablet, I had to grab the APK from the site APKpure, but I offer no guarantees that you won't get a virus using one of these rehosting sites. I'd proceed at your own risk. This app needs quite a few permissions, but most of them make sense given that it's a, server app that needs to run 24/7, probably at boot when you start your device. And I don't know about the location permission, but I think on Android that's sometimes necessary for Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or other services. And the battery on the tablet died. This is one of the big negatives about working with super old phones and tablets. Awesome. The batteries are usually nothing to write home about. After digging up a micro USB cable and plugging it in for an hour, we were back up and running and ready to start hosting our own NAS server. Once the app is open, setup of the server is honestly dead easy. You can set up user accounts if you wish, and by default, anonymous authentication is enabled, meaning you can just connect without a password. Then you manage which folders you'd like to share, and then after that, you just pop the server on. The app also asks if you'd like to read the tutorial, which did not load it all for me, but I guess that's fine. Now that the server was up and running, I connected to it as a client and tried accessing the list of shared files, and it seemed like everything's working perfectly. Now personally, I'm going to keep one of these NAS server tablets running in my house. With all the filming I do for YouTube, having a server that I can just dump all of my footage to from my phone so that I have easy access to it on my PC is a massive time saver. I honestly rate this little recycling project a 10 out of 10. I think this is an awesome way to get use out of an old device. And now we have reached the end. I hope you learned something. I hope this video wasn't too overtly negative, and I hope you had fun. If you have any feedback, I'd love to hear your comments. With that, this has been Every Medium. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.